I just did ceremony in the forest. Only afterwards did I realize it was for the spring equinox. But I guess someone in my brain will have known that. Today I could feel the energy shifting in my body. Something here. It was a strange experience I haven't felt before. I felt like I had to lay down and I slept for a few hours. And as I woke up, I was going to go sit under a tree. I don't know why. But I went out, I grabbed a coat. And I went to my pear tree. But I was going to go to the forest. I hugged the tree and I moved on. And I sat on the rocks in the forest behind our house. And I looked over the garden, I looked over the house, and I looked over the great lake. I was home. I was looking over my home. A home I had seen in my visions before we found it. A home, first time I looked at it, I didn't recognize it. And I thought, well, let's leave, we can't live here. A few hours later, I was like, wow, we found home. I went further up in the forest, and I sat down by two rocks under the trees. I sang, and I started doing my rituals. I connected my belly center, and I could feel it connect to the whole forest. Something I hadn't felt before like that. As I sang, the owls responded, the geese responded, the cars responded. And I continued my ritual. I checked in with my belly center, my heart center, my head center. I was doing my Munay-Ki initiations, checking in with my energies, my field, connecting to the lineages that I was initiated in. Feeling the energy and charging up. I closed my eyes and I sat there for a while, and eventually the deer came walking by. I looked, but it was too dark, I couldn't see. They stopped for a few minutes and then they continued. I could hear their footsteps as I've heard many times before. And it was many, so it sounded. It probably wasn't. Just a few. But I kept hearing the sound, and I looked and I looked, and I just couldn't see them. It was nice. I sat down against a tree, and I sang. My eyes closed, and I sang to call my people. I sang and I moved and I danced as loud as I could. I sang from the hill out over the village. I howled to the moon like the wolf. I made the sounds of the owl. I embraced my wildness, and I felt home in the forest, and I called my people. I sang as loud as I could so that my people would hear them, would hear me. I'm calling you home, back to nature. It is time to connect with nature. It is time to come home to the earth. It is time for us to stand guard again and protect our beautiful planet, protect our beautiful nature, to be earth keepers. It's time for us to connect with nature again, for us to come home to nature again. It's time for us to become indigenous again. So this is your call to come home. I love you.